Hi friends! Today we will learn about the complex sentences. So let us start. We have already learned what are simple and compound sentences. A simple sentence contains a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. For instance, Mac and Jane are going to the mall. Liam will get success. On the other hand, a compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses, and these two independent clauses are connected to one another by a coordinating conjunction or a semicolon. For example, Mia learned a poem and Sam prepared a seminar. Lucas woke up late in the morning, so he missed the first class. Now we have learned and revised what are simple and compound sentences. Now, it's time to learn what are the complex sentences. A complex sentence includes an independent clause, which is joined by one or more dependent clauses. A dependent clause either lacks a subject or a verb, or has both a subject and a verb, but does not possess a complete thought. In case of complex sentences, the dependent clauses always begin with the subordinating conjunctions. For example, after, although, as, since, until, because, though, whereas, before, unless, whereas, wherever, even though, when, whenever, while, if, etc. In a complex sentence, the dependent clause can either come first or can follow an independent clause. In a complex statement, when a dependent clause comes first, then a punctuation mark, comma, is used to separate the dependent clause and an independent clause. For example, because my mother cooked my favorite dish, I dropped the plan to dine out with my friends. In this sentence, the dependent clause is, because my mother cooked my favorite dish, and I dropped the plan to dine out with my friends is an independent clause, and it begins with a subordinating conjunction, because. So, this sentence is a complex sentence. In this sentence, a dependent clause, because my mother cooked my favorite dish, comes first, so a comma is essential to separate these two clauses. On the other hand, when an independent clause comes first, a punctuation mark, comma, is not used to separate the independent clause and dependent clause within a sentence. For example, we do not know if she will come to the party. In this sentence, an independent clause is, we do not know, and if she will come to the party is a dependent clause. Both of these clauses are separated with a subordinating conjunction if. So, this sentence is a complex sentence. In this sentence, an independent clause, we do not know, comes first. So, there is no need to use a comma to separate these two clauses. Let us have a look at another example. While Mac was waiting at the bus terminal, he realized that the bus was late. In this statement, the dependent clause is, while Mac was waiting at the bus terminal, which is starting with the subordinating conjunction, while. And the independent clause is, he realized that the bus was late. So, this sentence is a complex sentence. And as the dependent clause comes first, so a comma is essential to separate the two clauses. I get headaches whenever I watch television. In this statement, an independent clause is, I get headache, and whenever I watch television is a dependent clause. Both of these clauses are separated with the help of a subordinating conjunction, whenever. So, this sentence is a complex sentence. In this sentence, an independent clause, I got headache, comes first. So there is no need to use a comma to separate these two clauses. Let's have another example. This is the book that I need for my course. In this statement, an independent clause is, this is the book, and that I need for my course is a dependent clause starting with subordinating conjunction, that. So, it's a complex sentence. And in this complex sentence, the independent clause comes first. So, there is no need to use a comma to separate the two clauses. If it rains, the flight might be late. In this statement, the dependent clause is, if it rains, and the flight will be late is an independent clause. And both of these clauses are separated with a subordinating conjunction, if. So, this sentence is a complex sentence. In this sentence, a dependent clause, if it rains, comes first. So a comma is essential to separate these two clauses. So, let's revise what we have learned. A simple sentence contains a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. A compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses, and these two independent clauses are connected to one another by a coordinating conjunction or a semicolon. And a complex sentence contains an independent clause and one and more independent clauses. Dependent clause in a complex sentence always begin with a subordinating conjunction. And if independent clause comes first, there is no need to separate the two clauses by the use of any comma. And if dependent clauses come first, two clauses are separated by the use of a comma. Now let's have a look at more complex sentences. Though Matthew is not educated, he is very confident. In this sentence, a dependent clause, though Matthew is not educated, comes before an independent clause, he is very confident. So, these clauses are separated by a comma. Jane will wait there until you reach. In this statement, a dependent clause, until you reach, comes after an independent clause, Jane will wait there. So, you do not need any comma to separate the two clauses. But, dependent clause comes first. You need a comma to separate the two clauses. When Mila sang a song, she got a prize. In this sentence, a dependent clause, when Mila sang a song, comes before an independent clause. She got a prize. So, these clauses are separated by a comma. My mentor told me that the seminar is going on. In this statement, a dependent clause, that the seminar is going on, comes after an independent clause, my mentor told me. So, a comma is not used to separate these clauses. Here we have another example. Before Kathy arrives, we will decorate the house. In this sentence, a dependent clause, before Kathy arrives, comes before an independent clause, we will decorate the house. So, these clauses are separated by a comma. So, friends, we have learned enough examples on complex sentences. Now you may go ahead and take a quiz to learn more. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. And if you want to see more fun videos, you can hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more content. Bye-bye!